Steve Johnson rips Aryna Sabalenka-Nick Kyrgios clash as ridiculous. Steve Johnson declares the Aryna Sabalenka and Nick Kyrgios match ridiculous as the former American tennis player admits he has zero interest in watching it and suggests he is not sure whether the Australian will take the battle of the sexes seriously or just mess around on the court. On December 28, WTA World No. 1 Sabalenka will clash against 2022 Wimbledon finalist Kyrgios at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. Going into the match, the Belarusian tennis star stated multiple times that she has big plans for the match and absolutely wants to get the job done. On the other side, the 8-time ATP champion admitted that he was feeling a lot of pressure because he was representing men's tennis and didn't want to disappoint. While Sabalenka and Kyrgios have done their best to show that they are taking their battle of the sexes fully seriously, Johnson is all but convinced. Johnson on the Sabalenka and Kyrgios clash: "I think this whole thing is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. If they're going to play, just play all out. If not, I'm just saying, I think this whole thing is ridiculous. There's no need to do it. Just, have it's just we're going to get nowhere with this. If you're especially going to change serves, parameters, courts, the effort from Nick is always going to be a question mark, and that's it. I don't know. I'm not going to watch a second of it, to be honest," Johnson said on the Nothing Major show. During a podcast appearance with Alexander Bublik in early September, Kyrgios claimed that he would routinely get it done against Sabalenka, probably winning sets with a 6-2 scoreline. Since then, he has changed his tone and spoke much more respectfully a few days ago when addressing their match. Tennis has never been immune to drama. From historic clinches to shocking upsets to off-court controversies, the sport thrives on intensity. Yet every so often the sport veers into an arena where things feel less like athletic contest and more like theater. That is where we find the scene set between Sabalenka and Kyrgios. The match, slated for December 28 at Dubai's Coca-Cola Arena, is billed as a battle of the sexes style exhibition. Sky Sports +2 the national +2 in one corner, Sabalenka, the WTA World No. 1, hardened by Grand Slam battles, primed to represent women's tennis. In the other, Kyrgios, once a fearless and flamboyant ATP competitor now returning from injury, taking up the mantle of the men's side. On the surface, a delicious commercial proposition. A star woman versus a star man, global audience, exotic venue, modified rules, high drama. But peel back a layer, and the issues emerge. Does this help or hinder the women's game? Is it empowerment or spectacle? That's where Steve Johnson enters. Johnson's take: "I think this whole thing is ridiculous." In a recent appearance on the Nothing Major show, Johnson didn't mince his words when asked about the Sabalenka-Kyrgios clash. "Yeah, I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. If they're going to play, just play all out. If not, I'm just saying, I think this whole thing is ridiculous. There's no need to do it. Just, we're going to get nowhere with this. If you're especially going to change serves, parameters, courts, and the effort from Nick is always going to be a question mark, and that's it. I don't know. I'm not going to watch a second of it, to be honest." Tennis World USA +1. Key aspects of his critique. The modified rules, changing serves, parameters, courts, undermine the integrity of the competition. The effort from Kyrgios is in doubt, effort being a question mark, perhaps a reference to his current fitness and motivation. Implication: if a match is going to happen, do it properly, otherwise, why do it at all? Johnson's voice carries weight because he has been part of the professional tennis circuit and is known for his straightforward views. His objection is not just to the players, but to the format and framing. Two players, two narrative Sabalenka. Sabalenka has earned her place at the top. As WTA No. 1, she's not just a figurehead, her results back her. She enters the match willing to embrace the spectacle, yes, but also determined to represent women's sport in the best way possible. People.com +1 in discussions, she has made it clear she wants to exert full effort and make this matchup meaningful, not simply a gimmick. For her, it seems, this is both challenge and opportunity, a chance to demonstrate that a top woman can go head-to-head with a top man, with adjusted conditions, and win, thus elevating the women's game. Kyrgios. On the other side stands Kyrgios, charismatic, controversial, talented. He's also been away from the tour for extended periods due to injury, and commentary has questioned how much competitive sharpness he retains. He has leaned into the spectacle, discussing modified rules and suggesting he might not need to try 100%. PFSN +1. His viewpoint: represent the men's side. Win. It's a mindset that carries heavy symbolism and risk. The format question: fair competition or spectacle? One of Johnson's biggest concerns is that the match won't be a fair athletic contest, and that threatens to undermine its credibility. For instance, modified court parameters, the serving and receiving rules are changed. Sky Sports +1. The effort from Kyrgios is already under question. Johnson explicitly points to it. The mismatch of recent form: Sabalenka is in peak form, Kyrgios is returning from injury. That disparity may further skew perception. Johnson's logic: if you do this kind of cross-gender exhibition, you either treat it like a serious match or resign yourself to the fact it's just a show. And if it's just a show, why pretend otherwise? Broader implications: what does this say about tennis? Johnson's critique goes beyond this single match. It raises questions about how tennis presents itself, how gender matchups are framed, and what message is sent when a woman faces a man in an exhibition. For the women's game, Sabalenka hopes to make a statement. But if Kyrgios underperforms or treats the match as a joke, the optics could go badly for women's sport, undermining the very progress the match is supposed to symbolize. In her comments, she acknowledged this risk. The National +1. For the men's game, Kyrgios has the men's game spotlight. His performance will reflect not just on him but on the broader perception of men's tennis in this scenario. If he seems complacent or the match appears rigged in his favor via modifications, credibility suffers. For tennis overall, Johnson's "we're going nowhere with this" line points to a danger, that tennis risks becoming shallow entertainment, divorced from athletic merit. Exhibitions have their place, but when framed as a big battle, the questions of authenticity loom large. Johnson's perspective summarized: authenticity. He demands that if the match is to be taken seriously, it should be played seriously with standard rules. Effort. He is skeptical of Kyrgios's motivation and effort, noting it as a potential issue. Purpose. He questions whether this type of event advances tennis, or simply packages it as spectacle. Spectator value. Johnson says he won't watch a second, signaling a lack of faith in the product as a sports contest.